And you're all the way from Tennessee.
All right, revamp. That's Renzo Piano Pavilion, sorry. Just gonna leave it at that. The Italian architect that designed that piano pavilion. And Linda and I have done a vlog on the piano pavilion, which is right across the Kimball Art Museum. It's a piano pavilion museum. It's beautiful. So you have to go find it and watch it. It's very educational. Yes, and I'm sure that's World War II. Sorry, World War I. Pretty sure it's World War I. World War I on that one. Look how clear all the addresses are. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to walk around on this one. Look at that one. Scowl. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's one. Look at this one. Yep. Well, it turned out the 5, well, looked like a 3. So it was a 5 and 3 problem on how it's written. All right, well, I tell the kitchen about penmanship. And this is a very interesting story because the 3 went right underneath on 1 above it. Or the letter looks like an L or a 1. So the 3 went up and it kind of shallowed it out a little bit, made it look kind of like a 5. I always kind of, like make it really, clear and stupid looking on the numbers. You can write that way. You can write clear and stupid. It's a fancy writing that you have to kind of interpret. I'm talking about penmanship. I'm not talking about the choice of words or numbers. This road is called Pershing, but I don't know. Easily you can kind of do that with a 5 if you do it right underneath a 1. Kind of, it's very hard to do, but it's obviously just just an accident, But certain people, I'm like, on this one I'm not going to say anything because it's underneath the 1 is too clever. But I'm not going to say anything. Certain people, I'm like, hey, come on, that 5 does not. It's always the number 5 though. That seems to be the tricky one. The tricky number is the 5. Plus, there was no porch light on or anything like that. But you can see it when I look back at it again, and you look at it very closely with detailed eyes. You can see that it's a 3. But if you glance at it, it looks like a 5. That's how it's written. Yeah, you can see it right there. Probably in this ballpark figure. All right, here we go. Well, we found him. All right, finally. Okay, back to Nicolas Cage. Yeah, Nicolas, he kind of kept it simple, stupid in an eccentric way. But I last night I was watching Matchstick Men, one of my favorites. Sam Rockwell is in that too. They both did very well. Very, it sounds like an acorn. Very, just, like nonchalant, powerful, energetic acting. So he did this thing with his eye. It's very physical, Nicolas Cage is. His eye kind of twitters in it. I'll kind of show you. So my interpretation on Matchstick Men is that he's playing a character like that may have Asperger's, or at least think that he does. And his eye kind of does this, like saying, where he just, the world irritates him, It's a really good movie. Check it out. He plays a con man, and I think a young girl is involved in it eventually. It's a pretty good one, Matchstick Man. As a performance goes, it's really good. All right, back to Nicolas Cage. But yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch. You could probably talk about him for days. He's gonna be like Mozart, 2 movies a year. He did a lot of times doing 2 movies a year. He pumped out as many masterpieces as he could. Actually, he's done more masterpieces than a lot of the other actors. He's right on the level of probably like something like Gary Oldman and stuff, you know, Jack Nicholson. Lots of fun, lots of entertainment, lots of energy, lots of, you know, like method style acting, you know, very committed, you know, like you don't get like over the top, like Wild at Heart, you know, they're kind of just really in-depth searching for a role. Even Pig has some of that in there. But yeah, Raising Arizona, H.I. McDunnan. I like when the kid squirts him. Mr. McDunnan wet himself, Daddy. Look, Dad. And then his friend, you know, the guy that comes over to visit him, the ones he ends up punching him because his friend wants to wife swap, and he punches him. Take your GD hands off my wife. Well, anyway, he gets like some Skittles or something, some candy. His friend does, and he's in the car. Not in the car. I'm sorry. He's in the trailer living room. And I think the kid's name Malachi. Hey, hit the deck, boy! He throws the candy at him. You just see some wild parenting going on by these. And Frances McDormand, the roommate of Holly Hunter, is in Raising Arizona too. She's the one that comes over and tells him to get the booster shots. You got to get on that, sweetie. You got to do it. You know, you got to do that. What about life insurance? What about H.I. gets hit by a truck? I think it's a bus or something. Yeah. What about H.I. gets hit by a bus, sweetie? That kind of thing. But yeah, you know, they're probably going to do a movie one year or one day, or I mean one moment in time about Frances McDormand and Holly Hunter living together in an apartment in New York City. That'd have to be the craziest movie. But yeah, check out Raising Arizona. Again, we're going to go back. If we're going to talk about Nicolas Cage, you got to check out that performance. And some of the dialogue is very difficult. It's heightened dialogue, even though it's like, you know, people talking like this, and they use a lot of words like rightly and just and things like that. You know, it's how people really talk. And what I realize is that Ethan and Joe Cohen, they actually wrote that script. It's actually an original. It's not an adaptation of anything. It just came right out of nothing. They just made it up. Now, if I'm wrong, leave a comment. We're going to be passing by Curly's. I think they just made it up off the ignorance and stupidity of the world and made a lot of fun out of it. A lot of tracking shots. Yeah, I think there's a line in Raising Arizona. It's like, mind you don't cut yourself, Malachi. Or something like that. I don't know. I you know, I should really memorize a lot of these Raising Arizona lines. I may start doing that. I got the script. All right, next one, 6:58, 7 minutes, 2 miles. All right, so this office building straight ahead, it goes through clear. What's that? It's green. It's a green color right now. And it kind of goes back to purple. And then to like a greenish color, and then eventually goes clear, and then it starts over again. It's pretty weird. You're waiting for it to turn clear, right? Well, you got me turning right, so you don't get to see it clear, so sorry about that. But you can imagine it now. All right, Velvet Taco open really late. All right, so remember what I said? If we ever get a train, you can't see it. That's what I'm talking about. You can hear it. Well, hey, you know what? You can kind of see it. You see it right there. The train. So we always go towards downtown, but there's actually a bridge right over here. It goes over the train. And we just go through here, past Zalat Pizza, and then turn left, and we go over the train tracks. right next to the Drury, was that Crow? The Drury Crow. This is a very interesting thing. Right here. And then right there is Zala. Or it was. Now they were opening one in Denton. Huh. I thought Zala was back there. Well, Chimmy's is still there. There's Texas Republic. You know, it's interesting I'm mentioning raising Arizona, but yet I don't get to see my kids, you know. It's kind of a bittersweet joke. Yeah, my suggestion to you, if you ever have kids, stick to the church and keep your mind part of the church the entire time. It'd be very, very difficult for them to take your kids if you're like big time into the church. It'd be very hard for them to. They'd have to have a really crazy reason. Like a U-turn it here and go over the bridge. I don't know if the Huffines were into church very much. The Arizonas. You can hear it though, hear the train. I can, I don't know if you can. My hearing, I actually do have good hearing. It's just I hear better in my left ear than in my right. Thanks to Hardwood Products in Guilford, Maine. Which I don't recommend. There we do. Train's mad, but I beat it. There it goes. Pretty easy step. A lot of people don't know how to take it. Or they just kind of like turn into cattle. Follow the next one, you know. There's the Masonic Lodge. And there's the Masonic Temple. That little thing right there. I guess the whole thing's a Masonic temple. Sorry about that. It's different than the lodge. So where they, I guess they go to worship. I don't know. I know I'm gonna go in there and I've got like goats and stuff in the front lobby. Sir, would you just move over to the side? We're bringing some goats in. Okay. The goats go in the back room. What are those goats going back there for? No particular reason. We're taking photographs of the goats. Oh, okay. Alright, looks like they're gonna meet me. This one's at the tower. I think this is it right here. Yeah. You're gonna have to. They got artwork. Looking for a person that would be in the lobby. Right there. Paradox Church right here. So it's the same Paradox Church that would be at Camp Bowie, right off of, well, pretty much the Ridgely Theater. It's pretty strange. They've got a Paradox Church there and then one Camp Bowie, but I don't know if that's the new Paradox Church, because if the Camp Bowie one, you know, if the Ridgely was being used as the Paradox Church, and then that's the new location, because that looks fairly new. If anybody knows, leave a comment. I don't know much about the Paradox Church. And also, if anyone knows anything about the Paradox Church, also leave a comment. All right, next delivery 7:32, 11 minutes, 4 miles. This is Fort Worth, right off of Vickery. Eventually you run into Stage West if you keep going down Vickery. Turn. beef, banana peppers, onions, some roasted vegetable. Not bad. Both bridges are currently purple. They changed the lights. And maybe they have it on some type of computer program or something. I really don't know. Change colors. All right, next delivery, 21 minute, 0.5 miles.